This is the Black Stars Diary, Qatar 2022. A new era. The fans, the locals, the sights and sounds, the food, music and culture, and of course, the game itself, the beautiful game. There's more than meets the eye. It's the Black Stars Diary. Hello and thanks for joining us. We're live from the Black Stars Hotel after what a heroic and exciting and pulsating and gut-wrenching victory at the Education City Stadium. And the players will be going up very, very quickly. But we've grabbed Baba Rahman just to get a few words from him. But first of all, congratulations on that win. And I'm going to ask you the obvious question, how you're feeling.
Well, I mean, when you come in here, you see the mood like it's different from the last game. So like everyone is excited and we are happy for the win today.
Well, did it go according to plan? Because the first 10-15 minutes, we were all wondering what's going on. The Black Stars were just holding on, chance after chance for the Koreans, and then the game changed.
Yeah, I think what we expected wasn't like how they started. So I think it took the guys some time to figure out like what to do. But I mean, what we expected wasn't like how the Koreans started.
Very finally, your message to Ghanaians. They were very nervous, even before the Portugal game, before this game. Now we're looking ahead to Uruguay. What do you have to tell them?
Well, I mean, we know they've been always passionate and they've been always supporting us. So, yeah, they should just keep supporting us, and we really appreciate their support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate that as well. That's Baba Rahman, and we've got a few other players here. Let's get Danlad, and then I saw Coach Ignatius around. Danlad, if you can come and join us and have a few words, and then we have Salas here as well, and Captain Dede, are you? Jordan, are you? Salas, yes. Yeah. Congratulations on that win. Obviously, what was it like sitting on the bench and watching that pulsating? I saw the way you celebrated with your teammates.
Yeah, because we are as a team, so definitely when you're on the bench, you are part of the team, and you need to get yourself ready. At the same time, when the happy moment also comes, you need to enjoy and then feel the pressure as well. Because when we lose together. We win together. So it wasn't easy, but we thank Almighty Allah that He just gave us these 3 points.
How does it feel when you sit on the bench and the team is under pressure? The last 10 minutes of that game, what was the mood like? What was the feeling like?
Yeah, it wasn't easy because as I just said, we are as a team. So the moment we have pressure on us, that means you too as a player, even when you're on the pitch or you're at the bench, you need to feel that pressure so that anytime you go in, you know how the game is like and you know how you just approach with it. So it wasn't easy, but it's all good and it's all part of the game. Sometimes you need to be pressured so that you can get things done. So good work to the team as well.
What would be your words to Ghanaians? I know it's late, I will allow you to go and sleep, but what would be your words to Ghanaians?
Yeah, we thank them very much because we always see and also hear their support back home, and we just urge them to support us more and also pray for us, and we promise them that we won't fail them, and we will keep up working hard so that we can just make them proud and make every Ghanaian proud as well.
Thank you very much. Well played, and good night. Antoine, congratulations to you and to the rest of the team. What do you make of this victory and the mood around the team?
It's a good win. It's well deserved. We played really well. We stopped their main threats today. So I mean, we done our jobs and we got the win.
Yeah, in that part of that second half was rapid, wasn't it? When they got back into the game at 2-2. At that point, as players, what was running through your heads?
I mean, I don't think anything changes. You just stick to the game plan and just continue attacking. And when you get your chance, you score, and that's what we did.
And then finally, Mohamed Kudus got that winner for the Black Star. How special is he? You trained with him, you've played with him. How special do you think Kudus is?
Yeah, he's special. He's really, really special, and he's got bags of potential. So, who knows where he'll go, but I know he'll be going to the top 100%.
This has completely changed the look of the group. The confidence in you boys must be high. You must be feeling it and thinking that you can do it against Uruguay and get through to the next stage.
I mean, we had confidence from the start. I think obviously the Portugal game was unfortunate, but we knew we played really well. We done everything right. So all we needed to do was get the goals again, more goals than the opposition, and who knows. But I feel like, like you said, confidence is high, and we'll go with the same confidence to the next game.
Thank you very much. Well played today. Congratulations. Antoine Semenyo there, who didn't play today though, but he has been part of the team. He played in the game against Portugal, and he's very as he said, the team has been very confident from day one. It didn't go according to plan against Portugal, but they've done the business against Korea, and now they are looking forward to get a job done when they play against Uruguay in Ghana's last game in the group stages. So the boys are confident, the boys are in the mood, and we'll grab some more of them to have a conversation with.
Three, bro, from French, German, Spanish, Italian. Three.
Okay,
Yeah, boss. Okay. Okay, Salis, bonsoir. Ça va?
Ça va et toi?
Fantastic. Look, congratulations on that game. Now your new name is Blacko, but today, how did you see the game against the Koreans?
It was very difficult because they keep the ball well. I think they know each other for a long time and they are very good with the ball. But we showed that we are solid again. We are very good in defense. So I think everyone did his best on the pitch.
Yes, it's born now, bono. San, how bobo fit like uncle every man started. But oh, shall I say for him?
Oh, and it's an ammo was some because
Assistance to a professional level, but we shall not. There's a whole bond of free. There's a energy. The ball no financial.
yeah, me will be me bobo like me use pressure. Me collaborate come from Dino because na me
Ronaldinho.
and I'm a trip pass. I person me try metro park and say no problem.
But because of strategy, tactics.
Tactics ne we do professional level. And I'm do academy, so academy number, so I'm almost the same like me football and stuff. So they showed me more and how to play simple and anyway. Because first they now in change Charlie.
Now, Switzerland the first game I'm a Black Stars. Often easy. I feel so about World Cup. So how do you see the World Cup?
It's a very tough tournament. I think it's not easy to win a game, and every country is very tough and difficult to play. But and they win any important thing, Charlie. We don't care about what we did. The 3 points in here, and the country is proud. So that's the important thing for us.
So when you shout at them, Uhud for no.
My Madina for. I just say me that one send me support me, my message now, my send and making me like big and me that one say pass or I'm go soon to us me so me want me chi me refi baby am fee and me need a chance I miss call back.
I would like to thank all Ghanaians for the prayers and support, and we're gonna keep fighting, and we hope that they keep supporting and bring back the love. Thank you very much.
Nice one. All right, so we're here at the team lobby, and we're just soaking in that amazing game. And this man is always calm. I wonder if he was that calm when it was 2-2, and then 10 minutes added at the end.
Yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking. But when you are sitting with those your FIFA bosses and CAF boss and all that, all these people in there, you have to maintain your cool. So it's always like you have to be calm and boiling inside, but thank God we sailed through.
What was it that took us across the line? Because at a point it looked like the Koreans just laid siege on Ghana's goal and they were going to kill us.
Football is funny. I always say football is a game of inches. We had the first half. I've hardly seen a team that have two good two halves. I knew that they were going to come back, but what surprised me was the intensity and how quickly they settled the score. So obviously I also knew we had a moment, and thank God we were able to come back and score the third goal. But beyond that, I knew that it was a critical time, because what happened is we had to make a change. And when the change was effected, you always knew that we were still going to be under pressure, whether you made a change or you didn't make the change, because whoever is down is always going to be pushing. And obviously you can see that that's a well-drilled team that have been together for maybe 5 or 6 years. So their playing patterns were pretty consistent. They knew exactly what they were doing. And the crosses were just flowing left, right. But our team, it's a young team, and you guys know that we put this team together not long ago after the AFCON, in terms of bringing new players and scouting the world to find Ghanaians who want to play for Ghana. So obviously we haven't had that time of playing together for such a long time. This is probably the fourth or the fifth time we're playing as a unit in the international game. So obviously, of course, absolutely. So to me, it's an incredible outing for our team in terms of performance, resiliency, and being calm and compact. To me, that's the essence of And you saw, I could mention names in terms of how well and how drilled and how hard they work for each other. And that, to me, the essence of the mark of success. And hopefully we can carry this along to our next game, and hopefully we can get the results we want.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. The Vice President of the Ghana Football Association there. I mean, basically, he summed it up, wasn't it? It could have gone either way, but it went Ghana's way. And you could see what you spoke to the Koreans, and they're still disappointed. They can't believe they lost that game.
Yeah, they can't believe they lost it. They're disappointed, but they are still somewhat congratulating Ghanaians for winning it. Well, the way Koreans will feel tonight is the same way Ghanaians felt when they played Portugal, for sure. In that game,
but in this case, they were not robbed.
Okay, so there is that.
Okay, the
results.
Right. They don't think they were robbed.
Absolutely. So they would look back on this game and thinking it's not a game they should have lost, but they've lost. And we're looking back on the Portugal game and be thinking that we shouldn't have lost, but we lost. So yeah, they played very well. They were unlucky at times, but that is what you need at tournament. Sometimes you need luck, and so the luck was on Ghana's side maybe. But taking nothing away from the efforts of the boys, they dug in very deep and they won the game in spectacular fashion. Defended when they had to defend, attacked when they had to attack, and scored the goals when the opportunities were there.
Uruguay versus Portugal is going to be a very interesting game, no doubt about that. The results of that game would more or less dictate the strategy the Uruguayans would use against Ghana, and vice versa, what Ghana would take in. But 3 points on the table, priceless at this stage.
Yeah, priceless. It really is priceless. And for Uruguay, they will be thinking, I mean, Uruguay play against Portugal later. And when they play, Portugal obviously want to get the 6 points and get the job done. Uruguay as well would need the 3 points on box. But now that Ghana have got 3 points on the board, Uruguay would know that if they don't get a good result against Portugal, then it perhaps all hangs on the game against Ghana. And so even though Ghana has won today, it's not all done yet. There's still a huge one coming up, because irrespective of the results that Uruguay do chuck today, it will still need confirmation on the final day of the group stages. And that is where Ghana needs to, again, do what they did today, fight and fight and fight and win.
Let's talk about the fans. Post-match, even before the match ended, their support, the singing, the energy to carry the team across that line was so phenomenal.
God bless Ghanaians. That's the first thing I'm going to say. God bless Ghanaians. The support has been immense. And if anyone ever told you that Ghanaians don't love their Black Stars, that is the first lie that perhaps you've heard.
The love is back.
The love is, I think it's always been there. It only had to be rekindled. And what the Stars have done in Qatar is just rekindle that love again. And we saw the fans at the stadium. They made it colorful. They made it loud. They made it, sometimes uncomfortable for opponents to play against Ghana. So big thank you to all the fans. Congratulations to all of them. And I'm happy that they're enjoying the moment, because they deserve to be a part of what is happening.
No doubt about it. We're still live at the Black Stars Team Hotel. It's a few hours after the final whistle, but the echoes of victory still, ring loud here. And some of the players are relaxing. We don't want to give them too much stress. If they want to talk, they talk. If they don't, give them space. After that battle, they need to rest. And a lot of them have told us they'll be retiring to their rooms to get a good rest.
So I've got fans of Ghana's opponents today from Korea. I mean, it was a defeat for them, but you can see some smiles somewhere. And it was a good game. Hard luck to you. Hard luck to all of you. It could have gone anywhere, But first off, what's your name?
Young.
Young. And
My name is Jun.
Jun.
Yeah.
Kuni.
June.
Young. Yeah.
Great. Young.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about the game. What did you make of Korea's performance?
I thought we dominated the game. We had a lot of possession, but Ghana was so clinical. It was a great game. Ghana, we're the best team, so it was a good game. But congratulations to Ghana. Yeah.
I mean, Song Heung-min, your biggest star today,
Wow, yeah.
didn't really get the opportunities or the chances to score. What did you make of him as well? What have you made of his 2 games that he's played so far, Song?
Yeah, she always did good, I think. But yeah, today I really feel sad, but yeah, congratulations.
It was nothing to say out of words, But he still scored 2 goals in this game. In the first game against Uruguay, your team didn't score. That is some positives to pick, isn't it?
I'm sorry, again, the question?
I'm saying, in a game against Uruguay, it was 0-0.
0-0, yes.
Today, your team scored twice, which means there's some positivity in the team, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think we're getting along with the teams, playing each other now for the 3rd game against Portugal. I think we're ready and we're going to make more goals, So we definitely need to win against Portugal, so we definitely need more goals.
So I think the teams are now they're playing well and they're ready to play, score goals.
Did Team Ghana surprise you today?
I'm sorry.
Did Team Ghana surprise you today?
No. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm a big Thomas Partey fan. So I knew they were very strong. I hope for the best result for the Korea team, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So, that's the World Cup. There are so many strong teams in the World Cup. So we're just hoping for the best against Cristiano Ronaldo in the next game.
Yeah, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, your next game is Portugal. Are you confident your team can win?
Yeah, we sure. Yeah, because we did a good job today. So we're going to do better, yeah.
No, last World Cup we won against Germany, the last third game. So this game against Portugal, I think we'll be confident to win again.
On 2002, we beat the Portugal. Yeah. We will do again.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming through and hard luck today. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So that's what the World Cup is all about. That's what the World Cup is all about. Even though these Koreans lost, they are still here to congratulate Ghanaians and Ghanaian fans at the team hotel and the team lobby.
We've seized their flag.
What did you say?
We've seized their flag.
All right. Come to the middle as I've got Yaw also along. All right. So, what did you make of today's game, really?
I've watched football matches, but this was a hell of a match. And I think the boys did well. The atmosphere was charged. It was very tense. And we thank God that at the end of the day, we got victory.
A 2-2 was running through your mind?
I didn't know how they got the 2 goals, but I still believed. I still believed that victory was going to be ours. And God being so good, our guys did it.
Mohamed Kudus is the first Ghanaian player to score twice in a World Cup game. Wow. How good is Kudus and where else is he going?
Yeah, he's good. And you have a crop of young players. Apart from Kudus, you have Tariq Lamptey. Everybody did their bit. So it was an all-round team performance. The team played as a unit. Today, I think Atizigi also proved himself that he's a very good goalkeeper. So yes, it was a wonderful team performance. Kudus is good. And I believe with Andre and Co. in the twilight of their careers, we have Kudus and Co. now stepping up to the game.
Thank you very much for your thoughts there. It's been brilliant.
Tourism, Mr. Tourism.
So it's after the second game of the Black Stars of Ghana. Ghana played Korea. It ended 3-2 in favor of the Black Stars. After losing against Portugal, they are back on winning ways. And that also gives them hope. If they get a good result against Uruguay, they could progress into the next stage of the competition. When we take a look at the game in itself, talk a lot more of tactics and how the team behaved in different phases of the game. And I've got Scott Galen with me. Did I pronounce the name right?
Almost. Scott Galen, but very, very close.
Scott Galen with me, who we're going to delve straight into the game. He's followed the Black Stars team, he's seen the players, he's followed the individual players, and he's watched the game live at the stadium as well. First off, how is Qatar?
Qatar's cool. I didn't know what to expect coming here. I live in Dubai, so I thought it would be similar, but smaller, and kind of been like that. It's been very polished, though. I'm impressed. And the convenience travelling to the stadiums and the atmosphere has been really positive so far. I mean, after the match, the atmosphere was pretty special, I thought.
Brilliant. All right, now let's delve straight into the game, shall we? Were you surprised by the way Coach Otto Addo started? The lineup that he picked to start today's game, did anything catch your eye?
I wasn't surprised by the lineup. I expected them to move to a back four against Korea, try and be a little bit more offensive. The threat that Korea has isn't the same as Portugal, so I thought they'd take a defender out, put an attacker in. And I thought the combinations were positive. I thought before the game it looked like Gideon Mensah and Jordan Ayew would look like quite a good combination. That pair, they've got some quite complementary skill sets. The one thing that was interesting that I was keen to see was how the other members of the attackers lined up. Obviously, it wasn't clear if Kudus would be on the right, if Andre Ayew would be on the right, or Inaki would be on the right. And obviously, it ended up being Kudus. So that was, I'd say, the eye-catching aspect. And I think it seems to go pretty well. But I'm sure we'll talk about that more later.
Ghana had an every start. What did you make of the Korean side and how they started? Again, did they shock Ghana with the way they approached the game Korea at the start?
I thought in attack, when Korea were attacking, Ghana's defence, they did look a bit overwhelmed. I think it was very much the same as what we've seen from Korea over a period of at least a few months, if not longer. They're very direct, they switch the play, they really stretch you horizontally, and they're constantly challenging your defensive awareness and positioning. But I actually thought that the way Korea defended was probably quite kind to Ghana. They weren't massively aggressive. They dialed back their press quite a lot from what they've been doing in the warm-ups and in the build-up to the tournament. So that was kind of a nice soft landing in terms of on-ball stuff for Ghana, but certainly they were still struggling because their structures just weren't quite working properly. We saw players trying to communicate with each other to get people closer to the ball. And then in defence, they were being overwhelmed. And I think they were struggling with the Korean overlapping. They didn't really know who to pick up. The defensive line was stretched. Salis and Partey had too much to do. So it was, for the first 20 minutes, it was looking quite scary.
And what did Ghana do then to get some hold of the game? Because, as you said, in that first 20 minutes, it was all Korea and they were causing lots of problems. But Ghana did find something. What do you think changed in the team's attitude or approach to just give Ghana a bit of control?
I think more players, certainly in attack, started coming towards the ball. We saw Partey, we saw Kudus, we saw Jordan Ayew, we saw the fullback sitting deeper so that Ghana could have more control in deeper areas, just to establish possession and then kind of develop some ball retention and then let their structures start developing higher upfield. So I think that was one big thing. They were able to retain the ball for longer and then just sort of takes the sting out of the Korean attack. And then start to pin the Korean fullbacks. And I thought the two Ghanaian fullbacks did a really good job pushing high upfield, which was giving the Korean wingers and the Korean fullbacks the same sort of headaches that Ghana had in that first 20 minutes. So I think that was an important thing, retaining possession and doing that. And I thought defensively, it seemed like, I'm not sure whether there was a conversation had, but they just seemed to suddenly click the assignments. Perhaps it was just seeing what Korea were doing, that suddenly they realised, right, in this situation, I'm going to, like Kudus, for example, knowing that he was going to go on the overlap and Lamptey was able to stay narrower, the way Salas was tucking in as well, they were starting to deal with that. And I think the other thing that happened interestingly was I thought Korea, suddenly their front players started playing narrower. They sort of started being more kind of centrally positioned, and I think that ended up letting Ghana in because they were no longer stretching them in quite the same way.
Then Ghana scored twice.
Yeah, set piece.
From two balls whipped in. I mean, similar scenarios. Should Ghana now be focusing more on that aspect of their game?
I think set pieces are massive at an international tournament. You can produce a lot of goals from set pieces with not a lot of training ground work. And that's why the best teams at international tournaments, teams like England, have been traditionally prioritising those set pieces because you can add a massive amount of value and not a massive amount of training time. So I definitely think set pieces are big, and credit to the coaching staff. We saw it against Switzerland, and we saw it today, and we saw it in spurts against Portugal. Their set pieces were good. You could see that they had a particular plan to get players in a certain area, and they were putting the ball on top of them. So I think the set pieces have been really positive. And I think in terms of whipping the ball in generally, I think that's just part of your attacking, sort of one of the strings to your attacking bow. I don't think Ghana are massively well endowed with tall attackers. But that being said, Andre Ayew is obviously good in the air, Jordan Ayew is good in the air, and Kudus showed today he's very dynamic. He can get in front of a man. So I think it's certainly a useful tactic. I'd like to see them accessing better areas to pull back more, like we saw against Portugal, and obviously like we saw with Gideon Mensah's assist for Kudus as well. But those early crosses are another useful string to your attacking bow. So the more you can do, the better, I think.
Now let's talk about Kudus then. First Ghanaian to score twice in the World Cup. He's having what a career he's having already, and he's still very young, and it doesn't look like this stage frightens him. It looks like he's ready for it.
Yeah, he's just looking exceptional. The first sort of 15 minutes against Portugal were tough, but I think he was being asked to receive quite unsympathetic passes in quite dangerous areas, whereas I think you can just see the confidence in his game now. I think the way he's moving about the pitch, the way he's looking to receive the ball and he's looking to carry, you're seeing a player who is kind of finding himself more and more at the international stage against like the highest level of competition. I think the role suited him really well today. He was obviously playing nominally on the right wing, which I think helps him defensively just in terms of not having as much responsibility. But I also think that it was allowing him to come inside with Lamptey on the overlap. And that's the first time I can think of in about 5 years where Ghana have had a really cohesive right side in attack. And I think the way Kudus was playing, the maturity in which he's playing, the way in which he gives you solutions against the press, the way in which he is composed and can take the sting out of things, or he can suddenly accelerate, it makes him such a special player. And I think he's going to be massive for Ghana for a long time. He reminds me a bit of Kevin Prince Boateng, but just better.
All right, so before you go, Ghana lost against Portugal. You saw that game and you saw how Ghana played. Changed style and attitude on this one, in this game against Korea. Going to the game against Uruguay, haven't seen what the boys have done tonight. Do you think they should be confident they can get the job done?
Yeah, they can definitely get the job done. I think there are obviously things to work on. There's going to be specific things that Uruguay do that might give them challenges, but I think Uruguay are probably less of a headache than Korea. I think one of the things Korea do with the way that they move, the dynamicness of their attack, it's 90 minutes of running and communicating and all of that, whereas I think Uruguay is slightly less dangerous in that regard. I think they're a bit more like Portugal. It'll be interesting to see how they go tonight, because I think the result tonight is going to influence to a significant extent how Uruguay approach the game. And obviously Ghana can't be totally informed by Uruguay, but they can take hints and things and take sort of cues from what Uruguay do. But I definitely think Ghana have the quality. They need to work on some of their defensive structures. Lamptey was isolated quite a lot, I thought. But I think generally speaking, there's a lot of positives for Ghana. They showed they've got great attacking quality. They've shown that they can defend as a group and as a unit. And I think there's a lot to build on, and hopefully Uruguay goes well.
Thank you very much, Scott. That was brilliant. As always, Scott, brilliant on tactics. And so that is the tactical aspect of the game that we saw today when Ghana played against Korea. There is one more game to confirm if Ghana will qualify to the next stage or not, and that game will be against Uruguay. So it is 3-2 as the final score. Ghanaians are happy. I can imagine back in Accra, the streets are full. But here in Doha, Qatar, the streets are happy, right at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, where the Black Stars reside. The name is Phillip Sitso Atsrim for IMAX Media, Doha, Qatar.
This is the Black Stars Diary, Qatar 2022. A new era. The fans, the locals, the sights and sounds, the food, music and culture. And of course, the game itself, the beautiful game. There's more than meets the eye. It's the Black Stars Diary. And this is where the Black Stars Diary takes a pause. A big thanks to the IMAX Media Black Stars team in Accra and the production team in Qatar. Until the next time, keep watching and bye for now.